Clarence Thomas, a name that echoes through the hallowed halls of American justice. Born on June 23, 1948 in Pinpoint, Georgia, to an African-American family, Thomas was raised in extreme poverty. His early life was marked by limited opportunities for education and resources. After his parents separated, Thomas was raised by his maternal grandfather, a strict and hardworking man who instilled discipline and a strong work ethic in him. Thomas earned a scholarship to the College of the Holy Cross, where he studied philosophy, and later attended Yale Law School, graduating in 1974. Throughout his academic career, Thomas encountered racism, but remained determined to succeed and prove his capabilities. He started as an assistant attorney general in Missouri before working in the private sector as a lawyer at Monsanto. In 1981, he was appointed Assistant Secretary for Civil Rights at the U.S. Department of Education. Shortly after, he became chairman of the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, EEOC, where he tackled workplace discrimination issues. In 1990, President George H.W. Bush appointed Thomas to the U.S. Court of Appeals for the D.C. Circuit. In 1991, following the retirement of Justice Thurgood Marshall, Thomas was nominated to the Supreme Court by President Bush. During the hearings, Thomas faced allegations of sexual harassment from Anita Hill, a former colleague. Despite public and political uproar, he was confirmed by a narrow Senate vote of 52-48. His conservative judicial philosophy and controversial rulings have drawn both admiration and fierce criticism. This essay delves into the life and legacy of Clarence Thomas, exploring the key events and influences that have shaped his extraordinary journey. Clarence Thomas's story begins in the small, segregated town of Pinpoint, Georgia. This was a place where the echoes of history were felt in every corner, and the weight of segregation was a daily reality. Born in 1948, Thomas's early life was marked by poverty and the harsh realities of Jim Crow. His family, like many others, struggled to make ends meet in a society that offered them few opportunities. Raised by his mother and grandfather, Thomas experienced firsthand the sting of racial discrimination. His grandfather, a man of strong principles, instilled in him the values of hard work and perseverance. Despite the challenges, he excelled academically, attending segregated schools where resources were scarce but determination was abundant. His academic achievements earned him a scholarship to a Catholic boarding school, a rare opportunity for someone of his background. This marked a turning point in Thomas's life, exposing him to new worlds of knowledge and opportunity. The boarding school environment was rigorous, but it provided him with a solid foundation for his future endeavors. It was here that he began to develop his strong work ethic and unwavering determination. The discipline and structure of the school helped shape his character and set him on a path to success. Thomas's academic prowess earned him a place at Holy Cross College, a prestigious liberal arts institution in Massachusetts. This was a significant achievement, reflecting his dedication and intellectual capabilities. The transition from the segregated South to a predominantly white college was not without its difficulties. Thomas faced new challenges, including cultural and social barriers, but he remained steadfast in his pursuit of education and excellence. At Holy Cross, Thomas encountered a different kind of challenge: the unfamiliar territory of academic rigor and intellectual discourse. The transition from his previous environment to the demanding academic setting of Holy Cross was not an easy one. The college's rigorous curriculum and high expectations pushed him to his limits. He initially struggled to adapt, grappling with feelings of isolation and self-doubt. The pressure to perform academically, coupled with the social challenges of fitting in, often left him feeling overwhelmed and alone. Despite these hurdles, Thomas was determined to succeed. However, Thomas persevered, drawing strength from his faith and the unwavering support of mentors who recognized his potential. These mentors provided not only academic guidance but also emotional support, helping him navigate the complexities of college life. His faith played a crucial role, offering him solace and a sense of purpose during trying times. He immersed himself in his studies, excelling in English literature and developing a passion for the law. His dedication to his coursework paid off as he began to see the fruits of his labor. Thomas's interest in the law grew, fueled by his desire to understand the legal system and its impact on society. Thomas's academic journey continued at Yale Law School, where he was admitted in 1971. This prestigious institution offered him new opportunities and challenges, pushing him to further hone his legal acumen. Yale, at the time, was a crucible of intellectual ferment, a breeding ground for future legal minds and social justice advocates. The vibrant academic environment at Yale exposed Thomas to a wide range of ideas and perspectives, broadening his understanding of the law and its role in society. It was during his time at Yale that Thomas began to question the liberal orthodoxy that permeated the campus, sowing the seeds of his conservative judicial philosophy. Engaging in debates and discussions with his peers, he started to form his own views, which often contrasted with the prevailing sentiments at Yale. This period was pivotal in shaping his future career and judicial outlook. After graduating from Yale in 1974, Clarence Thomas set out on a path that would define his career and leave a lasting impact on the American legal landscape. Thomas embarked on a legal career that would take him from the courtrooms of Missouri, where he honed his skills and built a reputation as a diligent and capable attorney. His journey would eventually lead him to the halls of power in Washington, D.C., a city that would become central to his professional life. He began his career as an assistant attorney general in Missouri, a role that provided him with a solid foundation in the intricacies of the law. During this time, he gained valuable experience in litigation and constitutional law, skills that would serve him well in his future endeavors. In 1979, Thomas made a pivotal move to Washington, D.C., a decision that would significantly shape his career trajectory. He served as a legislative assistant to Senator John Danforth, a Republican from Missouri, where he was exposed to the complexities of the legislative process. This experience provided him with invaluable insights into the workings of government and the legislative process, broadening his understanding of how laws are made and implemented. Thomas's star continued to rise as he navigated the corridors of power with increasing confidence and influence. In 1981, President Ronald Reagan recognized his potential and appointed him Assistant Secretary for Civil Rights in the Department of Education, a significant milestone in his career. Just a year later, in 1982, he was appointed Chairman of the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, EEOC, a role that placed him at the forefront of national policymaking. These positions provided Thomas with a national platform and allowed him to shape policy on critical issues of race, equality, and discrimination, cementing his influence in the realm of civil rights. Through his work, Thomas became a prominent figure in the legal community, known for his steadfast commitment to justice and equality. His career, marked by significant appointments and influential roles, reflects a dedication to the principles of law and governance that continue to resonate today. Section 5. The Path to the Highest Court. In 1990, Justice Thurgood Marshall, the first African-American to serve on the Supreme Court, announced his retirement. President George H.W. Bush saw an opportunity to appoint a conservative jurist who could potentially influence the court for decades to come. Clarence Thomas, with his impressive legal credentials and conservative judicial philosophy, emerged as a leading contender. Bush nominated Thomas to the Supreme Court, praising his intellect, integrity, and commitment to the Constitution. The nomination of Clarence Thomas sent shockwaves through the legal community and the nation at large. Section 6. A polarizing confirmation. The confirmation hearings for Clarence Thomas were unlike any in recent memory. They became a national spectacle, captivating the nation and exposing deep divisions within American society. Anita Hill, a law professor who had worked with Thomas at the EEOC, accused him of sexual harassment. Her allegations, televised live across the country, ignited a firestorm of controversy. Thomas vehemently denied the allegations, characterizing them as a politically motivated smear campaign orchestrated by his opponents. The hearings became a referendum on race, gender, and power, with both sides accusing the other of exploiting the situation for political gain. In the end, the Senate confirmed Thomas's nomination by a narrow margin, with many senators expressing reservations about the allegations against him. Section 7. Originalism, the cornerstone of Thomas's jurisprudence. Since his confirmation, Justice Thomas has become one of the most consequential figures in American jurisprudence. His judicial philosophy, rooted in originalism and textualism, has had a profound impact on the court and the interpretation of the Constitution. Originalism, as espoused by Thomas, emphasizes the original meaning of the Constitution as understood by those who framed and ratified it. Textualism, on the other hand, focuses on the plain meaning of the text of the Constitution, eschewing attempts to discern the intent of the framers. Thomas's unwavering commitment to these principles has led him to take controversial positions on a wide range of issues, including affirmative action, abortion, and gun control. Section 8. Whispers of Controversy. Despite his long tenure on the bench, Justice Thomas has remained a lightning rod for controversy. Critics have accused him of being out of touch with the realities of modern American life and of using his position to advance a partisan agenda. In recent years, Thomas has faced scrutiny for his wife's political activism and her alleged involvement in efforts to overturn the results of the 2020 presidential election. Some have called for Thomas to recuse himself from cases related to the 2020 election or even to resign from the court altogether. Thomas has dismissed these calls, defending his wife's right to her own political views and maintaining that his personal beliefs have no bearing on his judicial decisions. Section 9. A Legacy Etched in Time.